Hello everyone, welcome to this week's Astrology News Report, presenting an alternate view of world events as seen through the lens of Vedic astrology. I'm Ron Berger, and today is July 27, 2025. In this report, we'll take a look at what's coming up in the zodiac for August 2025. But before we begin, an important announcement. The weekly videos on this channel are available to people who donate to the channel. You are watching the once-a-month free public video. If you would like to have access to the upcoming month's weekly reports, stick around for the link at the end of this video to make your donation. Thanks. As August begins, the Mercury Retrograde period is still in progress. Mercury is not under any malefic influence during this retrograde period, so the effects are mostly just annoying. People are more irrational, misunderstandings occur more frequently, communications get delayed, reports are incorrect, especially initially. It can even present as deliberate misinformation. A retrograde planet appears to be going back over a previously traversed sector of the zodiac, which signifies going back to the past. Mercury retrograde is the planet of facts and information going back to the past. This manifestation of retrograde Mercury is especially noticeable in what is going on in Donald Trump's world. Since he is Leo rising, retrograde Mercury is happening in the 12th house of his Vedic astrology chart. One of the significations of the 12th house is hidden activities. So, the Epstein Files case represents just that. The planet of facts and information going back to the hidden activities of Mr. Trump's past. Mercury will continue to be retrograde until August 11th. Then, the planet of communications, information, reasoning, and so on, will slowly get back to normal forward motion, and its significations will likewise slowly return to normal. In the last week of July, Venus changed signs, entering sidereal Gemini, where it joined up with Jupiter. During August, Venus makes further progress through Gemini and becomes exactly conjunct Jupiter on August 12th, which happens to be the same day that Mercury ends its retrograde period. The combination of Venus and Jupiter joining together puts together the two main benefic planets of Vedic astrology. But this is not necessarily a good thing. Jupiter is the planet of increase, the planet of expansion. Venus is the planet of pleasures. So, Jupiter plus Venus equals excess, too much of a good thing, and can show up as indulgence. Another way this planetary pattern manifests is lack of realism, the rose-colored glasses scenario. Venus will continue transiting in sidereal Gemini until August 20th, when it will then enter sidereal Cancer and join up with Mercury. At the end of July, Mars transits into sidereal Virgo. The planet of action and force is in the sign of details, discrimination, and analysis for 6 weeks until mid-September. Virgo is focused on details. Virgo is a perfectionist. Mars is the planet of attack. So this combination activates the criticism side of Virgo. Mars is aggressive. Virgo is tactical and cunning, creating a potentially dangerous opponent. By the second week of August, Mars has moved into position to be directly opposite Saturn and Neptune, transiting on the opposite side of the zodiac in the sign Pisces. Mars and Saturn are enemies. Mars is the planet of action, haste, and impulse. Saturn is the planet of restriction, delay, and caution. Mars, the planet of aggression. Saturn represents the established order. When these two interact, there's a lot of pressure and stress, especially on the established order. This energy pattern is problematic for stability. In the USA Vedic astrology chart, Virgo is the 10th house sign. The 10th house stands for the leadership, in other words, the president and his party. Mars is the planet of action, the planet of attack, the planet of impatience, here in the house of the leadership. This is a bit problematic, an indicator of things getting rather heated and a likelihood of hasty actions by the government during the coming weeks. I'll have more details on this in a report on the USA's Vedic astrology chart later this month. So, if this is Mars transiting in the USA 10th house of the leader, what's going on in Donald Trump's chart? Well, for Leo rising charts like his, Virgo is the 2nd house of the mouth. That puts the planet of aggression in his 2nd house of speech. He's going to have a hard time keeping control of himself. While all this is going on, the retrograde Saturn, retrograde Neptune conjunction is still happening in the early degrees of sidereal Pisces. These two inimical planets both went retrograde during early June and are still tightly conjunct all the way through August. Neptune is the planet of imagination, suspicion, and doubt. Saturn is the planet of stability and the established order. In the USA astrology chart, the Saturn-Neptune conjunction is affecting the 4th house of the common people. So, this planetary combination continues to screw things up by spreading suspicion, doubt, and uncertainty amongst the common people. This especially feeds into the conspiracy theorists, who seem to be getting an endless supply of new rumors, misinformation, and rabid social media commentators to feed their obsessions. Okay, there's a brief look at planetary patterns for August 2025, and here's a description of what's coming up in August's weekly videos. August 3rd, Mars transiting in Virgo, an analysis for each rising sign chart. August 10th, Venus transiting in Cancer, an analysis for each rising sign. August 17th, the astrology patterns manifesting as events in politics and world events. August 24th, there'll be no report because I'll be away on a meditation retreat. August 31st, a preview of planetary patterns for September 2025. You'll not want to miss out on all these great upcoming videos, so if you would like to have access to August's weekly reports, donate $20 by clicking on or touching the donation card you see at the end of this video, which will take you to the donation page. And if $20 for a month is too much for you, you can donate $10. The link for each week's report will be sent to you via your email. Here's the link. Just click or touch the card, which will take you to the donation page. And if the card does not appear or doesn't work, you can find the link in the comment section below. Thank you. And until next week.